so let's go on to some coaching hires. So Ravens fans, they've been going on and on about who y'all want as the coach. They just hired Jesse Minter, who was the defensive coordinator for the Chargers. He's back with the Ravens. He used to be their a defensive assistant and a linebackers coach several years back when they had good defensive players. He helped develop like Marlon Humphrey, and he was on with Marcus Peters and Earl Thomas and stuff like that. But now he's back, and I noticed a trend. I don't know if y'all noticed the trend, but a lot of these coaching hires so far have been defensive minded. Defensive-minded coaches like the Falcons hired Kevin Stefanski. You seen that Tarava Saha is with the Titans. You seen another team, they hired another defensive player that was from the Packers, their defensive coordinator. So you just see all these teams, they just been defensive minded. I want to get y'all thoughts on that, of like how these teams like getting all these defensive minded coaches. I think that's a good hire for the Ravens because their defense is terrible.
I mean, I don't mind the defensive hire. My problem with the defensive hire is your scheme and your strategy means nothing. Your scheme and your strategy means nothing as a defensive minded coach if you don't have the players able to invest into your strategy, because they the ones that have to execute on the field. And for example, Aaron fucking Glenn. I don't give a fuck how much pride you have, how much defensive scheme minded you are. You didn't have not one person on that fucking defense besides Sauce Gardner, who got traded, who was really invested in giving their all on defense. And that's what fucks it up. Like I said, we're running out of real all-star veteran players that will give they all, knowing they owe. Like, we got Calais Campbell, like, basically ending it all. I forgot until the playoffs started, because you don't ever see Jaguar games on. I forgot Olakon is still out this bitch tackling everybody.
That's my guy, former Falcons.
Like it's we running out of like veteran defenders who on every play don't want to come.
Still got Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, like Bobby Wagner on the Commanders. Like,
you ain't want the Bears already? You got Grady Jarrett.
I got Grady Jarrett.
Like I'm hoping that some of these young guys who, like, I feel like some of these young guys, the minute they get a little attention on them as an individual, they start to fold. Whereas when you give them consideration, compliments collectively as a unit, they shine more. Like when they started fucking trying to single out what's the name on Seattle a couple years ago when he first came into the league. One of the cornerbacks on Seattle. They was only focusing on him. Yeah. And then he started bluffing and niggas started burning his ass. And then when they started focusing on just the Seattle defense as a whole defense, it's like everybody started clicking. They looking at us. Like I said, again, with the Broncos, Patrick Surtain is an exemption because he's one of those veterans that's invested into it. And as long as you got at least one veteran on your team, that veteran that's executing on the field, he can gravitate the rest of the crew. That's why the Broncos are so fucking good. That's why Seattle don't got no veteran presence no more. But they got a bunch of young players that was complemented together, and they want to stay eating together. Something you don't see no more. Like I said, you got Bobby Wagner over there on Commanders making shit happen. You don't have people like that no more. That's why a lot of these teams, when they get ending the season, when it's week 12, week 13, week 14, they not looking at the people that's been in the trenches for the last 12, 13 weeks. They going out there signing veterans that they know will keep these boys focused all the way through to the playoffs. And with me, when like you said, when it comes back to these defensive-minded coaches, your scheme means nothing if you don't have the right players and personnel to make sure that scheme works for everybody.
I think they probably looking at the success of the Patriots and the Titans with Mike Vrabel and the Texans with DeMeco Ryans. But they was actually former defensive players.
And good players at that.
And that already, like I said, there's tears to it. And y'all, everything I say, every time y'all say something, y'all bring it in, y'all vibrate it more. Niggas say, it's all, again, let's say a coach like Sean Payton and them, people that have just been coached their whole career, they need a player. But when your coach has already been a player, he don't necessarily need a defensive player on that team because he can create himself into one of those defensive players. Like he's going for Gonzalez. Like he's going for, what's the other boy on there? I forgot what the B word is.
Oh, he was getting work.
Yeah, he was getting busy last week. Yeah, so like you said, like that was another great fucking opinion with D'Amico and them. They create plays. Like I said,
two good Pro Bowl players.
You see Will Anderson and Stingley up there giving they all. Now look at everybody. Look at Al Shahir and the rest of them around there, because you know Al Shahir is a bitch ass nigga. He gets suspended and injured and all that. But he's been so focused this year. The Danielle Hunter, fucking veteran. That's why Houston defense looks so good this year. But their defense can't do it all. That's what fucked them up against us.
Yo, speaking of Mike Brady, remember he had a touchdown this week?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mike Brady, we gotta they put him in at a tight end.
Put him in that side.